What's up, everybody? It's your man Latif, and you're listening to and watching A Locals Touch. You already know. Hey, look, today I am joined with Miss Latoya Edwards. She's the CEO of Not Your Typical Vegan. Am I right?
Yes,
LLC.
that is right.
She's a limited liability company, ladies and gentlemen. What's up, Miss Lady? Thank you for joining me today. I really appreciate you coming through.
Thank you for having me.
Yes. So before we even get into that, and before we get into the fact that you're you're going to be talking about being a vegan and all, ladies and gentlemen, the ironic thing is we're in Cutlass Grill, Jamaican restaurant. Ladies and gentlemen, I want to give a shout out and thank you for allowing us to come through and record. So, yes, ladies and gentlemen, check them out, Cutlass Grill. All right, so that being said, Miss Latoya Edwards, tell me and the rest of the listener audience a little bit about yourself, growing up and all of that.
Yes, so I am the youngest of three. I have two older sisters, military brat. For me, I became a vegan in 2019, and it wasn't hard for me to do so because I've always been a picky eater since I was little. I remember watching the movie Aliens, and my dad was like, "Oh, you know those eggs you're eating? That's from the movie."
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
He did one of those. Oh, wow.
Oh, yeah. So I'm a mental eater. If I think about what it is, where it's from, I won't eat it. And I've been that way since I was little. So veganism for me wasn't hard.
She said
now,
veganism.
Giving up Chick-fil-A was hard, but
Okay.
it wasn't hard.
Oh, it wasn't hard. Well, I got a similar story dealing with that because with me, I don't do beef or pork. I've been off of beef or pork since I was 95, and not since I was 95. I meant since 95. I had to correct that because some of y'all really come at me hard on that. So yeah. Also, ladies and gentlemen, I did mention that we was in Cutlass Grill. So y'all might hear some background noise. Hey, y'all just gonna have to roll with it. That's how we do. All right. So just letting y'all know now. All right. Anyway, so Miss Lady, where are you originally from?
I was born in Germany.
Yes.
Yep, I'm an Army brat. I was born in Germany. Me and my middle sister, we lived over there till about, I'm probably telling my age right now, like 89, 90.
Okay.
We lived in Texas for a little bit, and then we went back to Germany. So I lived in Germany till about 94, and then we came back to the States for good.
Okay. And hence you are here in Virginia doing the vegan thing.
Yes.
Let me stop. All right. So you gave a little insight on why you became a vegan because you had to think about what it is you was eating. So what was eating you?
Yeah,
So, okay.
It's, for me, it's like, it was really more about the health benefits.
Okay.
After dealing with endometriosis and doing a lot of research on what you're putting into your body and how it really does affect your health. So for me, learning that greens, increasing your vegetable intake, increasing your fruits, reducing a lot of sodium and sugar. So for me, it was a no-brainer. And it did help. And so for me, it was like, okay, well, I do see what's working for me, and so I'm just going to stick with it.
You just going to stick with it? Okay. So how's that been treating you?
It has been it was a good journey. So in the beginning, I went cold turkey. Like there was no starting off with meatless Mondays.
Right.
There was no pescatarian, vegetarian. It was straight, I'm cutting out meat and dairy products, and it was hard because, like I said, Chick-fil-A was my hardest.
Right.
I didn't eat pork bacon. I ate turkey bacon.
Okay.
So that was also difficult in the beginning. And I had slip-ups. That's just me being real. I had slip-ups.
There you go. Okay.
There was times where Chick-fil-A, I'm ordering for the kids, and then I'm like, okay,
You ain't one of those individuals that was sitting in the bathroom on the toilet up there trying to eat something so they ain't
Sneaking
nobody
the
else.
nuggets so nobody know.
Wow.
Yeah, but after a while, it was just like, okay, no, Toya, you made a commitment to yourself,
Right.
and this is what you're going to do. And I also feel like my vegan journey played a role in saving my life.
Okay.
Yes.
Speak to me about that if you don't mind.
Yeah, so 2000, I think it was like around December 2023, I made a commitment to exercise and to eliminate, people think that just because you're vegan that you're healthy. There's a lot of processed vegan foods out there. You have your,
I've seen some fat vegans too, so.
what they say, you frying the lettuce.
I'm like, shit, you might
Right.
want to calm down on your portions.
Absolutely right. And that's the thing. There's a lot of vegan junk food out there. So for me, it was like, all right, Toya, you need to cut down on the process. You need to lose some weight. So I committed to an exercise regimen. And shout out to the Grow Foundation because I ended up taking a boxing class. And I did a move and I had this pain that wouldn't go away. But before that, perfectly fine, healthy, everything is good. I'm exercising, jogging. I'm jogging on the Jordan Bridge. And if anyone knows about the Jordan Bridge, it's high. It's steep.
Yeah.
So I'm doing all these things, but then I take this class and then I have this pain that just will not go away. So I go to the doctor and my whole life just changed. I was told I was diagnosed with kidney cancer.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. And, my doctors are like, oh, you don't have any symptoms. And I'm like, no, I'm fine. I'm like, what are you talking about? I'm in the gym every morning at 5 a.m. I'm running. I feel fine. And to be honest with you, once I received that diagnosis, for me, it was like, okay, let's do a deeper dive. And so I, started doing like raw veganism, which is like no processed food at all, increasing ginger, taking black seed oil of oregano, just a lot of herbs. And up until I had my surgery.
You was taking herbs, huh?
Oh, yeah. Oh, well, not those herbs. Not those. But up until my surgery, the day before, I was running. I was running up Mount Trashmore.
Wow.
I was walking 3 miles a day. And then I had my surgery. And then not even a month later, I was up walking again.
Oh, wow.
And I really do attribute that to my veganism and just working out. And that's why I tell everyone, you only have one life. You got to take care of your body. You don't have to eat processed food. You don't have to eat meat. People say you have to do that. No, you don't have to do anything. Just pay attention to your body. And
no, you got to do something. You got to breathe.
You got to breathe, yes.
No, yeah. Get that up. Let's see what happens when you get that up. But nah, that's what's up. So let me ask you in regards to your company, Not Your Typical Vegan.
Yes.
How did that come about? How did you birth that?
Oh, yeah. So when I started my journey, like I said, it was hard. Back then, veganism isn't what it is today. People still were like, oh, you're eating fake meat, and oh, why are you vegan? And oh, you're eating grass and leaves. And, it wasn't as big as it is now. And so it's a journey. You all have to start somewhere. So I said not your typical vegan because I am not a person who... I will eat some vegan junk food. I will eat a dairy-free cake. I will eat some.
Yo, I'm gonna keep it a buck with y'all. I'm gonna keep it 150% with y'all. I joked somebody so hard one day because they said they had a vegan donut. Man, I was like, what the. Yeah, y'all know the rest of that phrase.
Yes, there's vegan donuts. There's vegan ice cream, so it's like...
Now, I had some vegan ice cream.
And it was good, right?
Yeah, it was.
See, you enjoyed it.
Because I got that other part, that other...
Bubble guts?
Yeah. Yeah. So yeah, I got to only indulge in certain things when I'm in the close proximity of the home.
Exactly. And so, not your typical vegan because I'm not that mold of what a vegan is supposed to be. I don't look like a vegan. I'm not 90 pounds like most people think vegans are. And, so I'm on this journey and I want to take people with me. I'm learning. It's still a journey every day. I'm still learning different things. And so that's where the name Not Your Typical Vegan came from. I started the company back in 2019 with the hopes of opening a restaurant, a fast food restaurant, and then the pandemic happened.
Right.
And then it was like, oh my gosh, we're in this virtual world, and I'm a mother, had work, had to pay bills, so
do your thing.
I had to put everything on pause, and then it was like, okay, now that, God has given me this second chance at life, it's like, why not take the opportunity? Why not go after your dreams? This is something you're passionate about. I make my juices. I have a couple of clients, they give me feedback. I'm testing, but why not?
Talk to me about these juices.
Yes, my favorite. One of my signature juices, it's a ginger base with pineapple and apple.
So she ain't brought nothing for me to taste. Because she know I'm working on this pregnancy, so... You know what I'm saying? I'm trying to...
I got you. I got you.
My faithful listeners out there know that, I'm working on my plan C.
I got you. Yep, next time I will bring you a juice. Yes, I will, because I definitely want feedback. Another signature juice, it has beets, it has apples, it has pineapple. Okay. And, beets are so good for you. A lot of people are put off by beets because they feel like, oh, my God, they're so gross. They're really good. I like beet juice.
Okay.
Beet juice is good for you. Now, it does stain your clothes, so you got to be careful. It stains your hands and clothes.
Ladies and gentlemen, y'all got to excuse some of the words that she used. Because I know some of y'all minds be going so many different other places. So.
But I will bring you some juices so you can see for yourself. Beet juice.
I don't want no damn beet juice.
Let's go on record that you will be trying.
Lateef Gibson said that he doesn't want no damn beet juice.
Lateef Gibson will be trying beet juice.
Okay, all right. I'm hearing you. What have you found to be the most challenging aspect of not only being a business owner, but being a vegan, period?
Oh, man, the biggest challenge is I am a working mother.
Okay.
I don't have time to get out of my car and walk into every single restaurant when I want something to eat.
Right.
The biggest challenge is, having healthy vegan food that's made available. I can't just pull up to a drive-thru and order a vegan chicken salad. I can't do that.
Right.
I can't. And so it's really difficult because there's not a lot of options. And of course, you're like, oh, well, why don't you make your own? Well, I do make my own. But again, I'm a working mother. Right. So, I don't have time to, be in the kitchen all day and all night.
Understood. Miss Lady, thank you so much for, just coming through, hanging out with me, get me more intelligent on being a vegan. But before we close this out, tell everybody how they can get at you. They can find out more about your journey and what you have to offer other individuals, or if they want to be able to get some of your juices and be able to support the cause of being a vegan. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm a little curious now and stuff. So yeah. Talk to me.
Yep. So I am on all social media platforms, Instagram. So the personal page is I_am_LaToya Nicole. Okay. And the business page is Not Your Typical Vegan LLC on Instagram. Not Your Typical Vegan 21 on TikTok. And, if you follow my business page on there, I am rebuilding it. So I'll be posting a lot of my juices. If you follow me on TikTok already, you already see all of the different things that I make. My juices, breakfasts, vegan scrambles, plant-based scrambles, all of it.
Okay.
But yeah, that's how you can reach me.
That's what's up. Well, again, thank you so much for coming through.
Yes.
Ms. Lady.
Next time I'll bring you some juices.
Yeah, I was going to say, but you can keep that beet stuff. But, ladies and gentlemen, that's all the time we have for this episode of A Local's Touch. I'm Lateef. You already know. Peace.
Thank you for listening to A Local's Touch, sponsored by LG Studios and Cash on the Beat. To connect with us and to be featured on our podcast, please email us at alocalstouch@gmail.com. Bye.